Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Nyx, and this is your Pisces season collective energy forecast reading. If this is your first time here, welcome, beloved. So happy to make your acquaintance and welcome you into my space. And if you've been here before, welcome back, lovies. You know what it is. Always grateful for your return. Now, just a little reminder that in this space, we focus on the energetic current behind those beautiful love and career and money readings. We explore the cosmic and zodiac energetics as they move through the collective, how they may show up in our lives and influence our choices, okay? Now, Pisces season invites us into a fluid, reflective, and deeply internal frequency where Aquarius asked, what still belongs to me? Pisces asks, what am I ready to release and where do I dissolve to expand? Now, before we move all the way in to the season's forecast, let's just take a moment to ground, okay? Take a deep breath in. Squeeze those muscles nice and tight. Feel your feet, feel your spine, and now exhale, shaking it out. Notice your breath. Now let's take the time to invite our guides, ancestors, and spiritual allies to join us here, opening the channels for clear, gentle guidance, keeping this container elevated and safe. What arrives is for our highest clarity, and we get to receive it with discernment and ease. Beautiful. Now I'm going to speak to the cosmic weather for a brief moment, so if you do not wish to hear this, please jump ahead. I'll put somewhere on the screen where you can fast forward to the timestamp, okay? Okay, let me just pull this up. Now, as we enter Pisces season, we're moving out of Aquarius's electrifying, deconditioning, and pattern-breaking energy. Aquarius clarified what no longer serves and asked what structure, system, and beliefs are misaligned. Pisces now invites a softening, a dissolving, a rebalancing. The waters are deep, boundaries blur, intuition rises. Okay, so I'm just going to go over some key transits and energetic highlights, and then we'll move along. So we start off with the sun in Pisces, which amplifies sensitivity, empathy, intuition, and reflection. It illuminates areas that need emotional honesty and spiritual integration. We have Mercury in Pisces, which encourages imaginative thinking, creative problem solving, and subtle internal guidance. Think mind-body alignment right now, which is actually really crucial because thoughts may be foggy if we're not taking the time to do our grounding practices. So don't skip it. We also have Venus in Pisces, which brings creative and romantic amplification to the energy, compassion, forgiveness, and connection, not just to others, but most importantly with ourselves. It asks, where do you need to release old attachments to expand love, okay? We also have Mars in Pisces, which channels desire, action, and into intuition and flow rather than force. Flow over force, okay? Action that feels right in the body is more powerful than action driven by logic alone, okay? We also have some Neptune aspects at play here, which amplify dreams, visions, and psychic awareness, but may blur reality, so discernment is key. Ask yourself, what is real versus what is projection, okay? And we have full moon and or new moon highlights throughout this season. They act as pressure points, illuminating emotional blind spots, spiritual lessons, or karmic patterns ready for resolution, okay? Now, Pisces energy can feel indecisive, not because it lacks direction, but its energy is conflicted because it feels multiple energies all at once. If you think of the symbol of Pisces, it's two fish swimming in the opposite directions, okay? One fish swims towards transcendence, the other one towards embodiment. It's the dreamer and the dissolver, the mystic and the mirror happening all at once in this energy, okay? The work isn't to pick one fish, it is to become the ocean, essentially. Now, Pisces energy can feel like emotional fluidity, and occasional overwhelm, heightened empathy for others and collective currents, inspiration, vision, creative insight arriving through dreams, intuition, and somatic impulses, a need to dissolve old structures or narratives that no longer serve and allow for internal spaciousness to emerge, which is beautiful. Where Aquarius was that mental wake-up season, exposing the structural cracks, Pisces is the integration season, and it's asking, where can I surrender without losing myself? What patterns or beliefs are ready to be dissolved, and how can I create space for my inner voice to be heard? Okay. This season asks you to feel first, discern second, and act last. It rewards embodied awareness. So noticing tension, softening into the breath, letting emotions inform you of your choices or inform your choices without being hijacked by them, okay? The season isn't about forcing clarity. It's about allowing the inner truth to emerge quietly, like water shaping stone over time, okay? Now, before we fully move into Pisces season, I do want to acknowledge something that I felt was important. The energy coming in right now that depending on when you're watching this, we're already in. It's intense, okay? And those of us who are energetically sensitive are really feeling it right now because there's a pileup happening, a cluster of activations that we don't often get in such a short period of time. We have the Lunar New Year beginning, the year of the fire horse, February 17th, symbolizing strength, independence, and bold forward motion, layered on top of the annular solar eclipse of the same day, a rare ring of fire that spans across, I believe, the southern skies, bringing faded opportunities, endings, and new beginnings that feel larger than life. Layered on top of the new moon in Aquarius of the same day, which is like rapid, surprising hinge of time energy that urged clarity and movement rather than traditional planning. And in between all of this around the world, we've entered a spiritually significant window that has Ramadan. I believe it's the 17th, 18th, or 19th, depending on where you are in the world. Please correct me if I'm wrong, kindly. And then we also have Lent that I believe starts on the 18th of February as well. Now that's a lot, and I want you to feel it, okay? Pisces wants you to feel it. Acknowledge it and know that your nervous system, your body, and your boundaries all matter during this time. Even as the cosmos push us towards release and reflection and expansion, it is a safe container to notice the shifts without collapsing into overwhelm, okay? The energy continues to ripple all the way through Pisces season. I believe we close out with Eid mid to late March, marking a beautiful point of culmination, celebration, and integration. Now, all of this, the eclipses, the new moon, the Lunar New Year, the spiritual windows, it is a lot of energy converging all at once. So Pisces season meets us right here amidst all of it, inviting us to, once again, dissolve, reflect, and release with awareness so we can flow through it instead of being swept under it and washed away with the tide. You know what I mean? Right, so we've opened the field, we've named the cosmic climate, now we're gonna get into the cards. Let me just flip it. Alrighty guys, so I've already pulled the cards so the energy could settle before we begin this portion. And before I share what I see when I flip the cards over, I want to invite you to take a look at the imagery for yourself first and let your body respond before your mind does. Notice where your attention goes, what detail pulls you in, what feels comfortable versus not comfortable. What feels like it's calling you out versus just calling to you, okay? Pisces season tends to work through sensation before logic, through symbol before sentence. So don't rush to interpret, just let yourself feel it before you see it, kind of thing, okay? And if something lands in a way for you that I didn't name, please share it with me in the comments. I love your feedback, love your interpretations. They matter to me, and honestly, they expand the field, not just for me, but for anybody else listening, okay? Now, with that said, let's get started. Oops, sorry. We'll start with the first card here, and this is Awakening Genius. Such a beautiful card. It is very, very dreamy, like a stunning, beautiful dream with all these colors. Now in the center here, you see a face, ambiguous, ancient, wise. You can't quite tell if it's masculine or feminine, and honestly, it doesn't really matter. It feels beyond identity, kind of like beyond category. Around the crown here, you see yellows, a vibrant yellow, and pinks. Feathers or leaves, if you can tell. Something alive and radiant. And like right at the third eye here, there's this kind of like neon blue with like a hint of purple kind of underneath, kind of glowing, almost electric, almost otherworldly, like something is turning on. And as I look at this card, all I keep hearing is look into my eyes. Look into my eyes. There's wisdom here. There are stories here. There's deep truths being remembered. And the word that keeps coming through, that's echoing in the back of my head right now, is creation. Like creation, creation, creation. It's not just inspiration, it's almost like a remembrance. See, Pisces season is activating something internal, like inner inspiration rather than external influence or external validation. What I'm hearing very clearly right now is get back to reality, which feels kind of paradoxical for a water season. But here's what I think it means, okay? It's not stop dreaming. It's more like bridge the dream and the reality, okay? Where are your dreams asking you to be grounded? Where are you floating instead of building? And I don't mean that in like a critical way, more so I'm just holding up a mirror here to you. This card feels very like divine connection waking up, higher self connection strengthening, spirit guide communication sharpening. Some of you may feel this activation happening in your crown, pressure in the forehead, tingling in the scalp, random creative downloads, songs getting stuck in your head. As I say that, I'm hearing some kind of Wonderful by Sky and another song, I think it's called Fly or I Just Want to Fly. I'll put the artist's name on the screen. I can't remember that right now. This doesn't feel random. It honestly feels like expansive energy. So spread your wings and fly, but don't disassociate from your life while you do it, okay? This is identity expansion, spiritual awakening, creative ignition, a subtle reality check all braided together. Your genius is not something you chase, it's something you remember. And the calmness in the eyes of this figure on the card, it's like validation. Some kind of wonderful indeed, yeah? But here's what I kind of need to name clearly. Inner inspiration must outweigh outer noise. Inner inspiration must outweigh outer noise. So if you're constantly consuming content, opinions, projections, you will drown this out. Your inner inspiration. Pisces season is asking, can you trust what's coming through? Not everything needs to make sense yet, but something is turning on, and honestly, the energy I'm feeling, it feels as beautiful as this card looks. Okay? Now, next card. I forgot to mention 7 oracles on the top, signs of the times on the bottom, aligned guidance, soul into you. My bad. Anyways, the next card is Beyond the Ordinary. And this card kind of gives me chills as I picked it up. Now, the imagery here shifts from like this light, dreamy, rainbow brilliance into like the depth of the soul. No, just depth. Midnight purple in the background is almost cosmic. At the center, you see this shirtless figure holding himself, hands wrapped around his upper arms like he's anchoring himself. This is card number 45, by the way. His hair is like blue energy, moving, floating, alive. The gold and white orbs are flickering around. There's yellow radiating from his heart space, essentially. And there's like this turquoise current running through his fingers. He looks incredibly peaceful. But the energy around him is like very electric, and that's very Piscean. Dreamlike, mystical, otherworldly. We're not meant to know everything before we act. We're not meant to understand everything before we feel. We're not meant to intellectualize every experience before we allow ourselves to live it. That's what's coming through right now. And that may be uncomfortable for a lot of us. Right now, because the ego wants certainty, the ego wants blueprints, the ego wants guarantees. But what I'm getting from this card is like, you don't get those. You just get the experience. You get contrast. You get the darkness that makes your light more visible, okay? That midnight purple in the background, it's kind of like the unknown. And without it, those golden orbs wouldn't shine as brightly as they do. Some of you right now are in flux. So you don't have all the details, you don't know how it's going to unfold, and you're trying to control the unfolding, and you're getting told, stop it. Stop it right now, okay? Stay the course, allow what comes to be exactly as it is without trying to ascertain the without trying to ascertain it in advance, okay? This card is giving very much like blind faith energy, but not delusional faith. There is a difference. Pisces can tip into illusion when ungrounded, but dysregulation is not automatically the enemy here. Sometimes it's just information. So when you're feeling off kilter, ask yourself, what is my body communicating when I feel unsettled? What is my nervous system revealing? What truth is trying to surface beneath the chaos? Instead of asking, how do I fix this? Ask, what is this showing me? That's essentially beyond the ordinary, okay? Be willing to move without full sight. For me, I could do readings galore, energy work, and at times see timelines for others, no problem. But for myself, yeah, right. That's my human experience, and it's very humbling. I don't get to see for me, not as clearly as I do for other people. And you know what? Pisces season tends to be very humbling. You don't get the map to the entire road. You get the intuitive nudges. You get the glimmers. You get the firefly in the distance, not the stadium of lights. And honestly, that is enough. This card is saying, experience the structure you've built. Okay, Capricorn built it, Aquarius tested it. Now Pisces says, live in it. But don't cage yourself inside what you already understand. The unknown is not your enemy, it is your expansion point. And yes, quantum reality energy. No, quantum energy is here. Quantum energy is here, okay? Things are not linear right now. Timelines are bending. Perception is shifting. So let yourself experience instead of dictate. Let yourself feel instead of control. And when that chill hits, when that light bulb goes on, pay attention because your body knows when truth lands, okay? Beautiful. Now we have here Roots of Abundance card number 2. Now, it seems like we floated, we've expanded, and now we're landing in roots of abundance. And the imagery is basically saying everything. A massive tree trunk, roots, big, deep, intricate. There is like, I'm not sure if you see, it's almost like there's this face, 2 eyes and like a nose or a mouth, hidden in the bark here, ancient, watchful. There's a keyhole here. So that little mouthpiece is the keyhole. Gosh, I hope you can see it. I hope you can see that. And there's a key at the base of the trunk. Hold on, I see it right here. And then there's like this like little ruby gem as well. And then there's like white butterflies floating about. Anyways, this is not chaotic magic, okay? It's intentional magic. The first 2 cards were like headspace. Think vision, dreaming, channeling, floating in possibility. And this one's like, now anchor it. Damn it. Take the vision and then plant them. Pisces can keep you in the ethers, right? Dreamy, inspired, emotionally expanded. But if you don't ground it, it dissolves. So you need to be intentional. Abundance is not random, it's rooted. So the real question here is, what are you anchored into right now? Is it fear? Is it lack? Is it old identity? Or is it expansion? Okay? Because whatever story you root yourself in, that's the tree that grows. That's the root that anchors and the tree that grows from it, okay? If you are rooted in victimhood, you will grow more evidence for it. If you are rooted in possibility, you will grow into that, okay? The key is right there. Basically, the key is you. So put yourself into the door, turn it, unlock it, stop waiting for someone else to do it for you. This card is also whispering root chakra without screaming it. So think safety, stability, self-trust. Now, Pisces season can pull you into feelings and fantasies and ego spirals. So ground. That seems to be coming up a lot right now. Ground. Work your body, breathe into your hips, touch the earth, regulate. Because when you are grounded, you are not easily uprooted. So make note here. Abundance isn't just money, okay? Abundance is not just money. It is stability, that's root chakra. It is clarity, that's third eye crown. It is conviction, that's solar plexus. It's knowing you are not being knocked over by every gust of wind, okay? You want long-term growth, then root deeply. Tend to your soil daily, water consistently, sing to what you are building, and stop abandoning your own garden because the weather got weird for a minute. This card is quiet but powerful. No more floating aimlessly. Vision, root, act. Okay. And then we have smoke. Did I say what card this was? Number 2. Then we have smoke and mirrors, number 42. Alrighty, so here's where Pisces shows its shadow. Nice. Can you see the colors? So you have the purple haze, the crimson at the base, the white smoke spiraling out of the mirror, and stars scattered through the fog, okay, or through the smoke. Very mystical, beautiful, and disorienting if you were, once again, not grounded. Smoke and mirrors. This card doesn't scream, it whispers. And it's whispering, can you tell what's real? Now, Pisces energy dissolves boundaries, remember? It heightens intuitions, not illusions. It softens ego edges. But if you're not rooted, okay, if you skip the roots of abundance work, this is where illusion creeps in. So look for the genuine one. Don't believe the hype. See through the reflection. Yes? Because not everything that feels intense is true. Not everything that feels confusing is misaligned, and not everything that glitters is guidance. Sometimes confusion is a compass, okay? Sometimes the fog is revealing where you've been lying to yourself. If you are addicted to fantasy, this season will expose it. If you are clinging to a story that protects your ego, this season will fog it out until you're forced to look deeper. You cannot bypass confusion, but you also cannot live in it, okay? This mirror kind of asks, like, are you looking at your past, or are you looking at who you are becoming? Are you reacting from wounded ego, or are you responding from regulated intuition? This card is showing up to refine you, essentially, because the entire world can feel like smoke and mirrors right now, especially right now, with systems shifting, identities dissolving, and really ugly truths unraveling right now. So your job is not to solve the world. Your job is to discern your truth within it, okay? That requires grounding, honesty, and asking harder questions. If there is confusion, it's here to act as a compass, okay? When something feels foggy, instead of spiraling, just ask yourself, what is it revealing about me? Where have I been playing safe? Where have I been believing the illusion because it was comfortable? Ouch. Where have I been believing the illusion because it's comfortable? And also, where have I doubted myself because the truth felt too big? I feel like I'm getting called out right now. Now, remember awakening genius. Remember beyond the ordinary. You are not meant to shrink back into illusion, okay? You are meant to see through it. This card kind of closes this first row very beautifully. Think visions awaken, energy expands, roots ground it, and now illusions get cleared here, okay? Pisces season is dreamy, like I said, and I've been saying but it's not naive. So if you stay rooted, the fog becomes mystical guidance. If you float untethered, it becomes delusion. So discernment is the medicine, and I think I spoke to that earlier. Discernment is key here. Now we're on to the next row, and we are looking at healing medical staff, card number 13. Now this is the back of the ambulance, red, yellow, emergency tones. Healing is not subtle this season, okay? This isn't light a candle and journal once. This is more like something gets addressed during Pisces season. See, Pisces is water. Water remembers just as much as it cleanses. We are having the Virgo eclipse happening March 3rd, and that energy exposes what's been ignored. Retrograde that we're going to be in at the beginning of Pisces season, I think the entirety of Pisces season, potentially, retraces old wounds. So think healing conversations, healing reunions, healing cutoffs, healing self-respect, okay? You cannot numb your way through this season, okay? I know some of us like to numb our way through things and bypass, but not this time. If you bypass, it loops back. If you feel it, it moves. So some of you are going to be healing from heartbreak, and I'm sorry to those that are, okay? Some of you are going to be healing money stories. I feel like I'm getting yelled at again. Some of you are healing nervous system dysregulation that has been running your life quietly for years, okay? That's a big one. And some of you will be the support system. However, in the supporting, you heal something in yourself, okay? So there's no timeline, there's no right away. But destructive coping, that prolongs it. So if you're into distractive habits, put it down, okay? Feel, regulate, integrate. Spring feels lighter, okay? But only if you do the work now, okay? And I want lighter for you, so please go do the work. Thank you. Next we have key, aka opportunity, card number 17. Now, it's a single key. Keys open doors. We have this galaxy charm here hanging beside it. And again, I'm hearing you are the key. Not astrology, not timing, not me, not fate. You are the key. This mirrors kind of roots of abundance. It mirrors the keyhole in the tree trunk. Opportunities are growing. Some of you are waiting for an email, a call, a confirmation. And yes, for some of you, that lands. Not for everybody, but for most, you have to turn the key yourself. If you hide because things feel chaotic, you delay your own expansion. Okay? If you hide, you delay your own expansion. So use the momentum of this season, of this entire energetic window that we are in. If fear is present, fine. Turn the key anyway, okay? Blocks are lifting for those in motion. So if you choose to sit in stagnancy, don't expect momentum. Energy responds to movement, okay? Energy responds to movement. Sorry for the noise. Now we have firefly, a dark forest, a single glowing firefly up front, more fireflies glowing off the distance. I believe I mentioned firefly earlier too, so that's kind of funny. This is like the dreamy side of Pisces, kind of done right. Not dissociation, not escapism, wander. Small magic, creative sparks, nervous system regulation through play. Creative gifts for awakening, inner child nudges. I'm hearing paint, write, dance, color, build, play. Kind of this is how you move water energy without drowning in it, okay? You don't have to intellectualize everything. Sometimes you just glow where you are and trust the other lights will meet you. I like that. Trying to be quiet. And last in the lineup, we have succulents, aka resilience, card number 38. So I love succulents. Succulents survive harsh climates. They store water, they endure drought, they grow slowly but steadily. This is very much giving like long-term energy. Some of you are building something that will not bloom immediately, but it is being built to last. So discover that inner strength. Growth is sparked by adversity. Okay, so don't be afraid to challenge the status quo here with awareness. Don't just plan for now, plan for the future. There is favor in the air, but favor amplifies what you're feeding. Okay, so if you're feeding stagnation, that's what grows. We said that before, right? If you feed resilience, that's what stabilizes. Okay, you don't have to leap 10 steps. One step is enough. Resilience isn't loud, it's consistent. So protect your energy, preserve yourself, build long term. When the dust settles, and it will, those who kept moving will feel it in more ways than anticipated or expected, okay? All right, so I'm going to pull from my aligned guidance deck. Okay, so we have ebb and flow. Sorry, cards spread out. Okay, so with ebb and flow here, you cannot be on all the time, okay? And you cannot expect clarity, momentum, healing, creativity, abundance, discernment, all to peak at once. That's not how energy works. That's not how nature works. That's not how Pisces energy works either. Ebb is not failure. Flow is not superiority. The ebb is when things feel slower, heavier, quieter. It's when doubt creeps in, right? It's when you question yourself. It's when you want to retreat. But ebb, think of it as the recharge, okay? It's recalibration. It's nervous system regulation. It's roots growing underground before anything becomes visible. See, and when the flow kicks in, that's kind of when things click. Ideas land, opportunities open, energy rises. Again, but if you don't control the tide, you choose No, you don't control the tide. You choose how you move with it. Okay? If it's ebbing, rest with intention, don't spiral. If it's flowing, act with clarity, don't sabotage. Pisces season is both ebb and flow, right? We're in a retrograde. That's the ebb. We're also in the eclipse. That's the surge. The healing aspect, that's the ebb. The opportunity, that's the flow. The entire reading is teaching you energetic literacy, basically. So stop labeling everything low as bad and stop labeling everything high as permanent. It's simply just rhythm. So basically, overall, we're entering Pisces season with this intensity. Eclipses, retrogrades, religious and cultural thresholds, collective resets, massive spiritual undertones. Aquarius cracked the structure, Pisces dissolves what's still false, essentially. And the cards braid it all together beautifully. Awaken, dream consciously, ground intentionally, see through illusions, heal properly, unlock what's yours, play. Build resilience and then move with rhythm, okay? This is not a passive season, it's fluid, but it requires participation. So if you jump from the tower, I like to use that analogy, you land on your feet and you build. If you sit in the tower, you burn with it. I'm referring to the tower in the tarot deck, okay? The confusion or indecision, that's the tension between ego and soul. So the Virgo eclipse that is coming, it's asking what is practical truth. Pisces season asks what is spiritual truth, and your job is integration, not fantasy, not hyper control, simply just integration. You don't need to know every step, but you do need to take one, okay? And so before we close off, I'm going to pull from my affirmations deck, my soul into you. So whatever comes through will be the anchor frequency we carry through Pisces season. Let me just pull. Come on. Ooh, please don't fall all over the floor. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to be quick. I'm trying to be quick. Whatever. I'm going to probably pause the video because the cards just keep flying everywhere. And it's making it really hard for me to choose which one is what. Alrighty, guys, I had to pause that. Sorry, the shuffling was taking forever. So what we have here is wholeness isn't a prize. It's your birthright, okay? Every scar, every joy, every contraindication stitches you whole. Edges included, essence intact. Gather yourself unapologetically. The world did not make you, you already are. Again, every scar, every joy, every contraindication stitches you whole. Edges included, essence intact. Gather yourself unapologetically. The world didn't make you, you already are. And that pretty much wraps up this reading. So Pisces season, again, is not here to confuse you. It is here to refine your intuition. It is here to show you what dissolves when you stop gripping. It is here to remind you that magic and discipline can coexist at the same time. On your ebb, ride your flow, turn your key, do your healing, stay resilient, and above all else, trust what your body confirms, beloveds, okay? With that said, happy birthday to all you dream-driven, intuitive Pisces. May we all move with the tide during your wonderful season, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Bye.